Good morning, guys. LA out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Excited to share with you guys some hot news and go over some good tips on what to do after the sale. So let me go ahead, get my screen sharing. I do want to share some hot news. Okay, so if you remember, on our second call, we were only at about $1,200 for the year in gifting, and that's total gifting. So for the sake of these vlogs, whenever I say gifting, I just count my business gift and realtor sales as total gifting. In my personal opinion, I don't understand why a spreader that has a business logo on it is different from a spreader that has a realtor logo on it. But I do want to share on our second call, we had a 1,200 CPO at a realtor meeting in January, and that's all we were at. So since then, we're actually now up in total gifting to, this is about we're up to about 15K on the year in total gifting. I actually had a really big week this past week, February week 1. We had a 13K week, and close to 9K of that came from the gifting program. And in my opinion, what's actually more exciting about that is how much of that was reorder. I hit the phones pretty hard last week while I was at a show on the slow days on the Wednesday and Thursday, and it was really awesome to see myself generate close to $4,000 in just reorder business. So that's something that we'll definitely talk about a little bit later. But today I am going to share some goods on what to do after the sale to help create this reorder business, right? So do you want to show last year? Last year in total reorder business, I had close to 50K, right under 50K in reorder business. And this year, only about 1 month, 6 weeks into the year, and we're sitting at just over 10K in reorder business. So I just really want to share with everyone the vision and why it is so important to start working this program. If you're a CSP, unless you're someone like Josh Miller, Curtis JQs, that they're selling 7, 8, 900K a year at events that they've built for 20 years. I totally get that, but if you're someone like myself selling, 2, 3, 4, even maybe 500K a year, I have no idea why your biggest focus would not be the gifting program. Of course, that's personal opinion, but something that's not personal opinion, that is just facts, is the business gift program has the largest average order and the largest reorder rate. So I just don't understand why there's not more people on this program. There's tons of businesses out there, with realtor. I understand there's only so many offices, I totally get that, but this gifting program, thank God it's something that's part of our business, because it's really going to change the lives of people for the future. But what I want to go ahead and share with you guys is what to do after the sale to help the relationship. Right now, ideally, most of my sales are in my backyard. But this past week, I did travel from Corpus to Houston, Texas, just a 3-hour drive so I can work a big auto show. And it went really well. And it was very exciting that I was able to close about $800 realtor order on a service call from that event. And then at the event itself, I had a couple come up needing to replace their shears, up $1,500 business gift order. So that's really awesome. So I want to share with you guys what it looks like after you close the deal. Once that show is over, you can see today's Wednesday, February 5th. And, these orders were closed Saturday or Sunday, but what things am I going to do after the fact to help with that relationship? So let me show you guys. And let me start with Melissa and Scott. Okay. So we have Melissa and Scott. So number one thing we want to do is we want to come over to our biz tracker, and we want to go ahead and we want to add Melissa and Scott Morrow. Okay, and the business is TCI. Okay, now our follow-up, right? Next follow-up action is going to be check in on gifts. Okay, so next follow-up action will be check in on gifts because they placed an order. So when the gifts do arrive, 2-3 weeks, we want to check in and see how that went. I always like to wait anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks after they've received the gifts. So place the order Saturday. They're probably going to get it February week 3. So let's say March week 1. Right? That'll be a good time to follow up. Okay. Last follow-up action is sent surprise and delight. Guys, please don't judge me. I know I don't have last follow-up action for every single client. That's definitely a goal this year, is to get better at that. But I hope what you guys do see is, just trying your best and trying to get better at this and trying to build the habits, like someone like Rob Robinchuk and DeJounte, you can assure, all of this looks great. And if you're just starting in a gifting program, just do your best. Just do something, because it's going to be better than doing nothing, So last followed up was February week 1. Okay. So I'm going to take a second and talk about Melissa and Scott Morrow. What the order was is came up to the booth needing a pair of shears. Okay, yes, ma'am, I can definitely do that. Started building some rapport, noticed the Rolex, asked about the Rolex, found out about the business, and we're looking at just doing 5 lockbacks. The guy liked the K-bar, and I don't care, dude. I'll do deals, especially at the booth. I just want to get that client. I was like, look, man, tell you what, just use the 10. I know you'll use the 10. Take care of the shears and those 10 lockbacks, and I'll go ahead, I'll buy you that K-bar. And he said, sold. Gave me his card, right? Then he added another K-bar to the order. Ended up being shears with 10 lockbacks, a K-bar, and then a free K-bar. So definitely not a bad order. But I do see a lot of potential for the future with Melissa and Scott. So what I did, I'm going to share this with you guys. Now, this is some admin work I do need to do later today, but I started using branding tools pretty often. Okay, so for a lot of my orders this year, I am using branding tools, and I'm going to share with you why. Something that I really enjoy or think is going to be great for me, since some of my orders are now going to be shipping with this stuff. And if anyone's never used branding tools, let me just explain it. What you want to do is you want to place your order and you select branding tools. Okay, and I'll actually show you too, because a couple quick tips on if you have not used branding tools. Maybe. Yep. Okay. So whenever you use branding tools, 2 tips that I see a lot of people new to branding tools not be aware of. Number 1, every order is a 2-part order. Every single order. The reason being is because if the client places an additional order within 6 months of that first order, you'll get free shipping. So you'll save yourself some money. I've had one scenario where I forgot to click 2-part order, and I just called Cutco Gifting. They fixed it, the first order, to a 2-part order, and then instead of CTRing myself $55 for the shipping or whatever it was, Cutco went ahead and reimbursed me for that. So always do a 2-part order. And then we're going to engrave through branding tools, okay? So what I want to show you, what'll confuse some people is when you come right here, there's no option to engrave, right? So whenever you engrave something, you want to type in ENG, and it'll have the engravings, right? So if it's 1 to 24 items, it's $11. So you'll get discounts, right? Depending on how many engravings there are, you can get discounts. So that's pretty nice. Okay, and then also for the logo, put the logo right here, right? New logo setup fee. We have the handwritten cards, right? So if you type in CGC, you'll see the different things that we can do. So gift wrap, logo digitization, rush, branding tools, handwritten card. By the way, even if you're not doing branding tools, you can do CCHW. And this is the Cutco handwritten card. And then also, let's see, is there drop ship fee. Okay, so let me explain this. So if you're gonna do drop shipping, okay, let's say we're doing 10 Sentoku style trimmers, okay, and the realtor wants to drop ship them to whoever, okay, you want to average about $12 per drop ship, okay? So there's $50 of shipping included with this order, right? So if for 10 Sentoku trimmers, it's going to be, at $10 per piece, about $100 in shipping. What you want to do is this is $1. So it just adds shipping costs to the order for the customer. So because there's already $50 included, right, whenever you place an order or whatever, 35, 50, whatever it is on that size of the order. So I want to add this so that way the drop shipping is included and you don't have to pay it out of your pocket on the back end, okay? So once you place an order with branding tools, you want to go to brandingtoolsinc.com and then you want to fill out this form, right? So you put in the date, order number, customer name, rep name, who this needs to be shipped to. If you'd like a proof, I always do a proof. I don't do rush processing too often. If it's a new logo, yes or no. And then the proofreader's email. So I'll put my email. And once you review it, you want to make sure you forward it. Okay, that's same with drop shipping. My first drop ship order, I just filled this form out and I submitted it. I was like, okay, we're good. Well, whenever you submit a form with branding tools, you review it and then you forward it to whatever email they give you, right? So what I've really been enjoying with branding tools, or what I will be enjoying, is this option to add a spatula spreader and a giftology book, right? $19 is what it's going to run you. After that, you put in knife item number and color, quantity, bows, gift wrap, bow color, if it's a reorder number, swap and pool. I'll be honest, I'm not completely familiar with what this is, but I believe you can have a product held at branding tools and they'll just pull from your stock. So I can see where that's helpful. Like maybe your SC1, SC2, you win gifts and stuff and you just send them to branding tools. And maybe you have a client that you really want to love on or a prospect you want to move them forward with, you can go ahead and send that to them. Then you select the layout, more engraving instructions, attach logo, and that's it, right? So back to Mr. Scott. So I texted Scott and I was like, hey, Scott, just curious, do you like to read? And he's like, no, I'll be honest, I'm really not much of a reader. I'm not really into audiobooks. I know I should be, but I'm just not, right? So the last thing I want to do is send Scott a giftology book and he doesn't even read. Now, the bath bomb, I don't know what woman doesn't like bath bombs. So anytime there's a wife involved or there's a woman, I always send that bath bomb, right? But for Scott, what I did to make it really special is I went ahead and I got him a pocket knife with his name on it. So I think that's going to be a much better gift for him than a what's it called? Than a book. So guys, thank you so much for following along with me. Uh, it's been really fun so far. I really love working in the gifting program, especially when you're, selling so much in your backyard, and so much of it is, very profitable, and their relationships that you're going to create and you're going to work on and build for many years to come. But yeah, I hope you guys got some value. Surprise and delight. I'm actually re-listening to John Ruhlin's Giftology right now. And I remember kind of thinking, like, man, do I really want to give everyone free Cutco? Like, what if it comes off as, they just want me to, like, bribe them to work with me? And John Ruhlin said that, about 1 out of 10 people are going to see it like that. And the number one way that you have giving out gifts not be seen as bribery is just come from a good place, right? So something I've been telling my business owners and my realtors is, hey, I'm so excited to get you this piece because I know you're going to use it. I know you're going to love it. And it's just going to get you more excited, more fired up to give them out to your people. And that's just a really great place to come from, especially when you're authentic about it, and it's really true to yourself and to what you're saying. So I hope you guys have gotten a lot of value. Looking forward to seeing you guys soon. I'll probably be doing another vlog tomorrow. If you have any questions, I'm always happy to talk about gifting. 361-455-1662. Thanks, guys.